Hi, my name's Tanner. I did my nonverbal communication assignment on nonverbal communication as it relates to interviews. I covered 4 different topics or subsets that are important to consider when in an interview. I apologize. The first one is being neat and tidy. The second one is to make sure that you stand tall and sit straight during the interview. The third element is concerning using time to your advantage. And then the fourth and final element is just the overall context of personal odor. Um, the uh, the first slide after the introductory slide with the 3 individuals, so you would go to the second slide, just talks about just in general nonverbal communication, that nonverbal communication has to be effective. If it's not, even your verbal cues or your answers to questions may be invalidated based on poor nonverbal behavior. Um, the text states that it's important to be professionally dressed and neatly groomed. I found reinforcing evidence from thebalance.com and also Monster that states that suits for men and more conservative dress for women, just professional dress in nature is beneficial for an interview. And then aside from just general dress, there was textual support in favor of more organized and trim hairstyles for men rather than long, unkempt hair, and then women having more conservative hairstyles as well, whether that be put up in a bun or just something that's not down, as down can have some detrimental effects based on the interviewer and their perceptions of it. The second element, so you would proceed to the slide 3. According to Monster.com, during an interview, you should stand tall, and make sure that when you're sitting and talking that you sit erect. If you're slouching or hiding from the interviewer, that can be like a non-communicative postural cue, as that's how it's listed in the text. So if you slouch or you shy away, you decrease the level of visibility and you create a perception of distance. So you're closing yourself off to the interviewer, making them think that you might have something to hide or that you're not as confident or competent about the subject at hand. And then, good posture can also create immediacy or a certain level of immediacy and can really influence how the interviewer perceives you and how comfortable they are with you. The third element is using time to your advantage. The text states that during an interview that time can be a very relevant factor in determining whether the person is a good fit for the job that's being offered. If the interviewee is tardy or late, it communicates this general idea that they're not interested in the job, and if they're too early to the job, it communicates to the interviewer that they have either poor time management skills, that they might be disorganized, or they're just far too overzealous about the job, that they're really trying to land it, that they're really trying to do it, and they might come off as being annoying or even a nuisance. And then according to Monster.com, the best time to try to show up before an interview is 10 to 15 minutes prior. The small element about being early communicates that they are interested in the job, but not to an annoying point. And then the fourth and final aspect was just about scent. Overpowering perfumes and colognes might come off as being obtrusive to the space, and the interviewer might pay more attention to that than the actual interview itself. And try to gauge your sense within cultural norms, but just also understand that it's more important to be neat and tidy, professionally dressed, than having, an odor that you like. Just make sure that you're clean in general. And then aside from that, those are the general 4 subpoints. They're covered in a little bit more detail in the PowerPoint itself. And then after that slide, it's followed by sources. 2 of the sources were Monster.com articles. One source was from thebalanced.com, and the fourth and final source was the textbook. So aside from that, that's all I have.